What's up, guys? King J coming to you live from hell once again. Welcome back. So this is almost an extension of my last video about coomers and simps, but the main thing is I want to help everybody understand the concept of putting people and things on a pedestal. When you put something on a pedestal, you're making it more important than it needs to be, and you're creating this separation. You're looking up at something, therefore that thing is looking down at you. Now that person may not actually be looking down at you, but that's how you're going to always view it. You're putting yourself in a dynamic where you're less than. It's a problem with putting yourself as greater than too, because nothing's ever going to be up to your standard, and you're always going to be miserable, and you're going to wonder why people don't like you. But on the other side, you're still wondering why you're never good enough. And that's the key. It goes back to you, the individual, the self, your self-esteem. How do you feel about yourself? Do you value yourself based on who you are, or based on what you have, and based on what you think people think of you? Because if you do the second, you're going to realize that you're going to be trapped in a lot of negative mindsets and a lot of negative mechanisms, coping mechanisms, ways that you're going to deal with things. And I see the perfect thing that I noticed in me is that when I was getting too attached to people and things, I would ignore myself a lot, and I was my own worst enemy. There was nothing somebody could tell me that could hurt me more than the things I would tell myself. So, and the way that I countered that is, well, I'll take care of myself by getting me these quick hits of serotonin and dopamine. You want a burger? I'll get you the burger. You want 5 burgers a week? Yeah, we can do that. You'll be fine, right? You want this skin in the game? I'll get you that. You deserve that. You want this toy, this figure, this collectible, this item? I'll get you all that. But it's almost like a father who's not there for his kid and thinks that like a gift is just going to make up for it. Except, perfect analogy, we are our own parents now. Once you're an adult, you still want to live up to the expectations of your parents, your father. You have their voice in your head, but that voice isn't even their voice. That's an inner pressure that's within you. And when you turn that voice off and instead say, you're good just the way you are, you don't need to do anything else, you don't need to be anything else, you're perfect just the way you are. And the more that you do that, the more that you'll feel that. And the more that you feel that, the more that you'll realize you don't need anything. And nobody's validation is going to be as good as your own. And then you'll notice that people are not looking at you in a way of, this guy needs something from me. Because when you're putting off that vibe of needing or wanting something, it comes off as needy, and it puts pressure on the other person. And that pressure makes them feel like they have to live up to that standard of, well, I'm too good for this guy. He feels that, so it must be true. And then you end up manifesting that own reality. You create that scenario that you were afraid of. You were afraid of not being good enough. And you put that out there, and that person felt that energy and made your idea, your real feeling come true. So look, you can trick people, but you can't trick yourself. So you could play a game where you're like, I don't need you, but secretly you're hoping that they just want to give you the attention back. And that's a game. And the game can be played, but it's not sustainable. Once you actually get that girl, the insecurities are going to eventually find their way out, and that's when there's a lot of rifts in the issues. And the girls and girls, you don't have to feel this pressure all the time of being perfect to attract guys or to get attention and validation. It's harder on girls, boys. It's harder on girls because they feel that pressure way more than we do. We just feel like we have to do the work and get and like be enough. But the difference is, and this is the thing about girls and guys, and that's why I want to have a conversation with more women, is that we value girls on a few things, mostly their looks, but girls value us on our ability to have emotional intelligence, stability, financial stability, just where we're at in our life and what we have to offer. They like well-rounded, a whole package, right? It's the whole package. So everyone is always trying to have their stat sheet, like we're some baseball cards. We're trying to have our stats maxed out. We want to look good. We want to feel good. We want to seem good, right? But a lot of times we do a lot of things and we're lacking what really matters. You could be liked by everybody in your life and still not like yourself. So, and then you feel the pressure. I've been right there. You feel the pressure from everyone around you. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to please them. As long as they're happy, I don't care. I don't care about myself. As long as they're happy, I'm happy. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because you're never going to be happy. Because they're never going to see you happy. They're going to see, it's like when you're in that type of relationship dynamic, it's like two empty cups trying to fill each other, you know? And that's the reason it's a reflection of each other. You attract what you feel. You attract what you are. So if you're in a relationship and it's like you're giving it your all and you're wondering why you're not getting it back, it's because they feel like they're giving it their all and they're not getting it back because it's not already within. And that's why there's a lot of issues. That's what leads to a lot of issues in love. When you detach yourself, when you realize you're good no matter the outcome. And that's the most important thing to detach from. An outcome. You put an outcome on a pedestal. This not only would be amazing, it needs to happen. I couldn't imagine my life without this thing happening. A perfect example is, I love Chick-fil-A. I haven't had Chick-fil-A in like a few weeks since I've been going through this transformation. And the thing is, I love Chick-fil-A. I can't imagine my life without having a Chick-fil-A. And I've had thousands of Chick-fil-A's meals, right? Or a Coke. I couldn't imagine my life without drinking a Coke. Now I realize I don't need to drink a Coke. I've had Cokes. I know what they taste like. They were good, right? I don't need to drink one again. I really don't. So when I have that mindset, it doesn't tempt me. And when I'm not tempted, it means I have power over it. It means that it's not going to control me. It means I don't want to be controlled. I take my puppet strings back and I dance for myself. And people don't want the control as much as you think. People want to feel that they're in a position where they could be trusted. So I could be myself and I trust that you're going to accept me and you could be yourself. But a lot of times we don't feel that we don't trust ourselves. We don't love ourselves enough. So we're constantly fighting another person. You don't actually like me and you don't accept me for who I am. It has nothing to do with that other person. It has to do with how you feel about yourself. Everything. And then you'll notice this when people are angry and they're saying these mean things, they're really not talking to you. It really has very little to do with you. You just happen to be a circumstance in reality and they're taking it out on you. So when you see that, it's much easier to just let that go because you don't have to take it personal. And you're not going to take things personal if you already feel grounded with who you are, if you already feel good enough just being you. So there's a lot of things that seem complex, but they're really not. It's very simple. You just have to change your belief system about yourself. And here's the deeper part. The reason why we're so afraid to change our belief systems, the reason why we don't want to change our belief systems is because our ego is trying to protect us from getting hurt. That is not like a true feeling. That is a protection. That is I have to look out for ourselves because people are evil and they'll hurt me. But it doesn't work that way. What you're doing is you're limiting yourself. That's a limiting belief. You can be whoever you are. You are who you are. And your brain just tries to get in your way and shoots yourself in the foot. And that's what blocks you from just enjoying everyday things. That's what blocks you from just enjoying life. So when you take away the idea that certain outcomes need to happen, you just enjoy the process of things and it's flowing. Like right now, I'm just talking, I'm flowing. I love to talk. I've always loved to talk. But before, I loved to talk because I wanted to be validated. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be heard. Now, I'm just literally talking for the sake of my own betterment, my own putting it out there, just letting myself and the universe. That's the thing. We let the universe know what we feel. The universe brings it to us. And then here's the real kicker. The universe is not outside of you. The universe is within you. It is your perspective. You control how you feel. And your reality is based on how you feel. And here's the thing. When you believe you get what you want, it also shifts to you want what you get. So you notice things that would bother you before. Oh man, my work schedule is going to change and I'm working with this person I don't like. Right there, that is you creating a scenario that has nothing to do with that person. It has to do with you. And a lot of times you have to wonder, if there's somebody that's mean to you or somebody that says bad things to you, do you wonder, do you have a problem or do they have a problem? And that's the truth of it. Do you have a problem with them or do they have a problem with you? And when you realize a lot of the times, yeah, they might have a problem with you, but that's not your problem. They might want to make it your problem, but you don't have to. That is their issue. Let that go. Just be you. Don't worry about it. And then when you realize that you're not giving them any power, the dynamic's going to change. You could be friends with anybody. You could get close with anybody, and you don't want to because of your own limiting beliefs. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and be best friends with everybody and share your life story with everybody. No, you don't need to do that. And as a matter of fact, you won't even feel compelled to do that because you'll be in a state where you just feel good as yourself. You don't need to get validation. And then you'll notice that people want the validation from you. They're wondering, why doesn't this person need my attention? And then they'll try and get attention from you because they're putting you on a pedestal. So that is something that you'll notice, and then you'll just sort of look at it and say, well, you don't need to validate everybody that's asking for it. You could just let them be themselves too. We all deserve love, right? And love starts within. It exists within and is reflected back. So the more that you put things on pedestal, the more that you're digging yourself a hole, and that you're living in your own hell. And I would know I was the king of hell. I felt all those feelings for years, for a bunch of different reasons. And the fact that I've been able to understand the circumstances, and this is the key right here. You have to forgive yourself for everything you think you did wrong. And this is what I noticed. I felt, okay, I love myself. I love myself right now. But no. It's not, you don't just love yourself right now. You have to love yourself always. Meaning, it's not just based on the circumstance of right now. Oh, I'm doing well right now, so I love myself. No, this will never change. If I start drinking Cokes again, if I stop going to the gym, am I just going to be upset with myself? No. I love myself regardless of what choices I make. But that's the thing. When I love myself, I realize I want to take care of myself. So I don't want to put things that are bad for me in my body. I want to take care of my body. I want to enjoy that process. So this is me giving myself this love. This is self-love. That's exactly what it is, this transformation. And it all gets in alignment when you start to change the beliefs. Everything follows. Because your body's just and now I was a night owl up the ass, crazy, always wanted to be up late. And now I notice that I just naturally go to sleep earlier. I don't feel like there's more things that I need. I don't feel like I need to see 10 more videos before I go to sleep. And I just go to sleep and I wake up early. I mean, I feel like I've slept up like 10 hours and I wake up and it's like 7, 8 in the morning and I'm like, this is crazy. It's a beautiful thing. But all that only happens when I let go of everything else and I just focused on within, saying I love you and accept you for who you are. When you do that, it shifts everything. And one thing I wanted to say is that every time that something is going to come into your life and try and change it and remind you of how you used to feel, that all that is a test. It's a test of, are you going to still believe your old way of thinking, a limiting belief? Or are you going to say, I know who I am. I know what I am. I'm proud of myself right now. Proud of myself for whoever I choose to be. The more you do that, the more your power. You have your own power. You are awesome. You are love. You are you. So take people off pedestals. They don't want to even be up there. They feel too much pressure up there, and you can never really get connected. Okay? They are on the ground floor. Gravity touches them just the way it touches you. Everybody puts their pants on every morning. Everybody poops. Everybody shits. Everybody pisses. Everybody showers. You don't have to worry. You are accepted by yourself. You deserve it. 100%. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you guys in the next one.